Hello, welcome to another video on Scouring Early Access. Today's game is going to be a free versus free game. And on my team is going to be me, the perfect gamer, my ally, Amon of Assess, and with friends like these. And on the enemy team, it's going to be Dinchi Code, Tatanka, and Nerg. And pretty much me and my allies spawn on the bottom half of the map, and then they spawn on the top. Here I spawn as a purple human player, and I pretty much do the archer build, but instead of making my sawmill here, I make it in my allies base. That way I can block off these wolves here, so my peasants would be chopping here, so I wouldn't have to kill these wolves right away. It would pretty much give me all the XP that my archers could gain by just shooting them from this barracks.
Job's done.
And the orange player, I'm gonna assess, playing as the orcs. He's doing probably archer build. I guess making one warrior to maybe not waste his production potential. And here we can see Yellow with friends like these playing as orcs also. He's doing the double barracks warrior build. But I guess he doesn't know that you're going to be starving because you need all the wood for farms, and if you don't have enough farms, then all these warriors are going to be starving, and they're going to be pretty hard to use.
Our allies are under attack.
Anyways, first enemy Tatanka, sign player, playing as orcs. Looks like he's doing a warrior build. He's probably trying to rush orange here. Actually killing some workers.
Job's done.
But I guess I sent some archers here to try and help out. But I guess it looked like it wasn't really much of a successful raid. But I guess orange did lose one worker. Anyways, the red human player, Dinchi Code, playing as humans. He's doing an archer build
Our town is under siege.
because you can also get a lot of XP from these wolves here. And the final enemy, Nerg, is playing as a white orc player. He's doing an archer build. He's doing a fast tier 2 town hall.
Town is under siege.
Not really sure why. Maybe trying to get the archer damage upgrade. On here I saw that my ally was gonna kill my wolves. And that's why I wanted him to not kill him. Which is why I made the sawmill here for this exact purpose, to get a small amount of XP. But here pretty much I wanted to clear these goblins so I could probably make a second base, which give me a lot more resources that I could use to make more stuff pretty much. But I know that enemy players are kind of aggressive players, so I do decide to make a smoothie in case I need to make some cannons before starting a second base.
Our town is under siege.
Here I guess orange and yellow, maybe trying to annoy the enemies here. On here I saw that yellow was making on the warriors, but he was pretty much like a noob, so tried to give him some advice.
Town is under siege.
Oh no, here I was clearing some stuff. Found these goblins. And this is the most effective position for your archers to get all the XP by shooting these goblins forever.
Our town is under siege.
Yeah, you can see here all these archers I'm producing here, just going on top and just constantly shooting these wolves. And I already have 3 level 2s, and if I kill these wolves, then most of my archers will just be level 1. Yeah, so here the enemy Scion player had an expansion, so he should also be getting a lot of resources.
Our forces are under attack.
It does look like all the 3 enemy players are somewhat working together, you know, running around as one big force. But I think I saw this, so I tried to put some archers here, try and push them away, but there are just too many units to fight, so I decided to retreat. And the same thing happens here. Red just has way more archers than me here, so I just sent him here to defend yellow player. I guess over here, orange player comes to try and help out.
Our forces are
And this is why I made cannons here. So the enemy is going to be extremely unlikely to attack me, because cannons are going to be very annoying to attack into. And I guess here, skeletons are not allowing Scion player to capture this outpost. Sort of funny. Which I guess gives them some opportunity to try and hold this tower. Here I try to regroup my archers,
our town is under
try and push these enemies back, which I guess works out overall. And I'm not sure if the enemy even knows I have a second base. I ever did scare it out, so they should know that I'm gonna have other resources.
complete.
On here I'm just producing all the cannons, and I saw that red player is blowing yellow here. So I decided to flank him here by archers.
Our allies are under attack.
But here he decides to retreat, just run away to try and save his archers, but he doesn't know that I have around 4 cannons here, which are gonna make it impossible for him to run away. And so I was able to clean up most of these archers here. I guess I did lose a cannon, but still a pretty good trade. Here orange was running into science base. I'm not really sure why. Trying to kill some workers, but I think Cyan already has a second base, so you can rebuild them pretty quickly. And by losing all these archers, Orange is gonna have even less units to defend himself. And he has no cannons of his own here, so it's very vulnerable to be attacked. So I try to send some cannons. Because without cannons, it's going to be very difficult to defend. Oh, and I guess this is where I put my cannons. So enemies can't really go through here easily because they're going to be shot.
More food is required.
Job's done. Job over.
And over here, you can see that the sand player is actually attacking my ally here. And my ally didn't really have much to defend himself with anyways. But I tried to use these cannons to try and help him out. But I guess I was a little distracted. And only now I send in my archer force. I guess red was being angry at white. Just having a big army and just sitting in his base. So I guess it's gonna make the white by actually go out and fight. So over here we can see in just a few cannons are able to clear out a good amount of units. But I guess you also have to know how to use your cannons and to move them back when you're being overwhelmed. Now here I sent my archers here, but I wasn't microing them because I was trying to micro these cannons. But of course I lose them and only kill 2 archers. And I'm going to be attacked here as well. Which is why I asked Yo, because he was just sitting in his base, so he could potentially help me out here. Here I was able to kill most of the archers, but I unfortunately wasn't able to kill all these warriors. So the best I could do was just run away. And here Yo was able to help me out and pretty much clean up this huge army of white's goblin archers. And now I begin making cavaliers, because that's the most effective use of my resources, especially that I only have 2 barracks and a sign fire has 3 barracks himself. Here Orange is going to be dying, and I'm not going to be able to help him because I was a little busy with signs units in my base. Now I was trying to go and save Orange, but it's pretty much over for him because he lost all his workers, and he wouldn't be able to rebuild because he doesn't have enough resources left. And I guess over here, there was a lot of units here. And I guess y'all didn't figure out how to get the shield ability. That's why his warriors are dying pretty fast here. Over here, Red was just annoying Yo, taking his attention. Over here, I just target fired the archers with my own archers. That way I can just run down these warriors with my cavaliers. It's gonna allow me to take less losses. So this way I was able to get a lot of XP from my cavaliers. And you can see most of them are level 2. Or pretty much all of them right here, which are going to be very useful in battles in the future. Let's see, all the orcs have died here.
Our town is under siege.
You can see Cyan is getting a tier 3. You got a muncher cave, so you can also make some munchers. But I guess he's warrior and archer enjoyer, so I'm going to be making munchers for now.
Forces are under attack.
And the red player already has a castle, so
Research.
you could potentially get the worker upgrade and
Research
also
complete.
potentially get a church. One of here in the middle. Cyan was ambitious. He tried to make a third base here,
Our forces are under
but
attack.
I think I spotted it and managed to destroy it as well. But I guess over here, I was getting a little overwhelmed by these annoying skeletons. So I had to spread out my cavaliers and try and put my economy back in order. Now here the orange player surrenders because he only had just one building. He couldn't really do much.
Our town is under siege.
On here I actually was making a few apprentices. Because even one apprentice is going to be very effective and very useful. So I think one apprentice can put 5 shields, which reduce all the damage that your units take. Here for some reason the warriors or the cyan player decide to die here instead of climbing on top of my barracks and trying to at least kill a production building, but I guess he likes feeding XP. Here I was trying to regroup my forces. And here I just sent these 3 cavaliers to kill these skeletons, because that would be a missed opportunity if I would just let them just sit here. And here I find out that the cyan player has all the units, all the archers, a few munchers, and I guess some warriors as well. But I do remember clicking on them and seeing that we don't have a rage ability because we don't have a mana bar here. And I guess only now the cyan player made an altar, so he's not going to be having rage until at least 5 minutes from now. So, but he decides to attack me here. But I was desperately trying to defend this sawmill because I didn't feel like rebuilding it somewhere else. So that's why I tried to kill his army and just target it, running down his archers here. Then I would be able to take care of his munchers. But also I guess forgot to mention that there was an update which allows your munchers and cavaliers to have their main ability be auto-casted, which is why you can see auto healing happening just like that. It's like 10 units healed at that exact second. And in my opinion, it's more of a bad change or update because it makes pretty much anyone using the cavaliers not required to use their brain, because you can just send your cavaliers to fight and they're gonna heal themselves. You don't have to look in this direction. You can be looking your base and producing units, making farms. You're pretty much not gonna be losing that many units anyways. And over here I guess white defended against the yellow player. I think the yellow player maybe killed a building here. I guess white likes to sit in his base. That's usually what I guess newer players to do.
More gold is required. Research complete.
And over here I begin my assault against the Scion player. And a few cannons. 5 apprentices. Can pretty much give out shields. I think 5 per apprentice, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 magic shields they can put on. So that's pretty much most of my cavaliers here. And here I was sometimes manually healing and sometimes just letting the cavaliers heal themselves. And here I was just using my cannons to bombard these cannons of the enemy. You know, we can kind of see that they're derping out, not really firing. Now here, I got one peasant to make a potion crate. This is a little funny because I usually do it against AI players, where you can just restock your potions and then keep on fighting, but I did it here also. And in the meantime, while I was fighting here, the yellow player was being murdered here by the white player. And I guess I kind of didn't notice. Or I guess my attention was a little spread thin. So I just tried to get the potion crate to try and get potions on my reinforcements, so I could potentially fight back yellow. But I was kind of focusing on bombarding Scion here and trying to kill his units. It's kind of funny, I made a little guard tower, put a cannon on here, which can actively fire at these units. And you can see this automatic healing here. Here I wasn't really paying attention, so I tried to just do a tech move here, because I was busy trying to fight white here. I was trying to run down his units. And also, like newer players, they don't really use the Death Cloud ability or the poison. And they just love sending out a lot of skeletons, which are very effective at feeding me a lot of XP. You can see here about like 7 of my cavaliers are over 2 already. Takes auto fighting to happen or to do. So here I was just trying to finish up the Scion player. The red was distracting me a little bit, so I had to constantly put my units to attack here. But of course, I guess I lost 2 cannons here. Just trying to make a smoothie here. It's kind of funny. Right in front of Red's face. But I just decided to finish off this building. You know, he then go and attack the red player. So we got this town hall. Scion player is gonna be pretty much dead. And here I thought that Scion player maybe was building inside of his enemy's bases, but he somehow managed to make a base here and still be alive. There you go, he has a fighting spirit. But there's a lot of skeletons that are going to be very hungry. They're going to be ready to munch him away. We are just trying to fight the red player, but also trying to defend yellow, I guess. But I guess I was a little distracted.
Our town is under siege.
And I guess having difficulties. Pay attention here. Pay attention to the red's base here that I'm attacking next. And I guess side player is having difficult time.
Our town is
Gets these skeletons. It's even dancing with these skeletons here. Here, just targeting down the red's players' buildings, because that would be easier and more effective than just fighting his cavaliers and then watching them run away. And this is here pretty much where I guess having difficulty paying attention, trying to fight here, and then also white was here, trying to be annoying. I tried to run here and try and catch his warlocks, but of course he just runs away. And I guess I kind of failed to catch him. And right here, the yellow player is going to be dying to these skeletons. And I guess I didn't really notice or pay attention. It's now pretty much he's going to be dying here. He's going to be unable to rebuild after this town hall goes down. But I was trying to send units here, but of course we didn't make it in time. So now both my allies have fallen. And now it's just me against the remaining 3 players. But
Our forces are under attack.
I guess 1 player is pretty much dead anyway, so it's more of a 1v2. Here I guess Cavaliers pay the price for not defending their ally.
Our forces are under
Oh, and I
attack.
guess I did rebuild a sawmill here because my sawmill eventually fell here to the skeletons. And here I guess I had no more gold, so I decided to take the gold in the middle so I could, I guess, put my units
Our
back to
forces are
work.
under attack.
And here I was fighting both red and white. I guess I targeted down the stables, so red couldn't make any more cavaliers, which he has all the resources to do, but now he can't. You're just trying to run down these skeletons or these warlocks, but I think I saw there was just too much stuff here, so I tried to regroup. And then over here, try to surround the red player. Just gonna make most of my cavaliers be more effective at targeting his cavaliers instead of fighting these annoying skeletons. And so pretty much here, the red player loses the last of his cavaliers.
Our forces are under attack.
Now he has left just saw the archers and some workers shooting me. And then white with a lot of his warlocks, but I guess now we're gonna see that the red player is a little annoyed. But the white player didn't know how to use, I guess, Death Cloud, or he didn't really use it at all, so this would have been very effective to try and lower the health of my cavaliers. But just sending out skeletons just gives them all the XP, so it's a never-ending cycle of just making my armies level up and become even more unstoppable. So here I just tried to run down these warlocks instead of killing these buildings, because it'll be more effective to just beat down all these annoying warlocks.
Our forces are under attack.
So there you go. I've already level 3 cavaliers, and they're gonna be taking forever to die to these level 1 archers, or even these slightly higher level archers. Good amount of level 3s and level 2s, but water potions and auto healing, cavaliers are pretty much unstoppable. This is why I mentioned here. The Valkyrie, one of the developers, added this new change, which allows your cavaliers to automatically heal each other, which is pretty much makes, I guess, the fighting very boring. You just send your big group of cavaliers against someone else's group of cavaliers or munchers, and you just watch them fight. You don't even have to really give them yourself, which in my opinion makes the game a little dull and a little boring, because that was one major part of a skill that you could show between a skilled player and an inexperienced player. Being able to heal your own units and rage your own units. Here pretty much the white player goes down, because he also have his units, or I guess his buildings, and now all of his units. And over here I was just trying to send down scouting parties. I think I still noticed that the side player was still alive, so tried to run him down and finish him. I guess he was trying to still survive and be a little rat. Just trying to stay in the game for as long as possible. Now here, I was just attacking the red player. He has pretty much nothing he can do. This is his final building. And here we can see that he tried to kill my workers, my units here, but I guess he forgot to make a building, so all of these units will now become neutral. And then that's pretty much near the end of the game. I just typed this sort of funny thing. But he can still win the Tonka, even though he has pretty much nothing left. See results. Here we can see I mined all the gold, because I guess I had my second base auto faster than anyone else. Got all the wood somehow. Made all the units. And we can see how major the amount of, I guess, fighting I did, that I killed so many units. And I guess all these enemies weren't as effective at using their units. Or I guess they attacked me when they didn't really have much of an advantage. So they just pretty much just fed me all the experience from my units. And here we can pretty much see that my allies kind of died, and I was unable to save them, but in the end I was able to avenge them against our enemies. Anyways, if you liked the video, you can leave a like, leave a comment. If you want to see more videos on the Scouring Early Access, then you can subscribe. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.